what's going on, everyone? So I'm going to wait for some people to get in. I have an announcement to make, but I want to wait. So I'm going to give people some time to come into the chat. And I am going to put out some information. Let's see. I'm not going to wait too long, though. In fact, I might not wait at all. Reason being because it's 9:03 here, 9 o'clock at night. And I have stuff to take care of. So I might give it like a minute or so. I'm not expecting a whole lot of people to jump on now at the moment, but I want to make sure that I can answer any questions as I'm going through this stuff. First of all, I want to say thank you all to my subscribers. God bless you all. I truly appreciate your support. The channel has grown little by little. Nothing substantial or significant in any way, shape, or form, but I appreciate all of you, right? So as little as it grows, and I prefer smaller groups, I'm completely fine with that. I'm not looking for YouTube fame or anything like that. What I am trying to do is to definitely get information out there, and particularly in a structured format, right? So that's my goal, is to be as structured and concrete, and deal with a lot of the behind the scenes kind of background issues that I think need to be addressed, where where Christianity at large is there's my daughter. She's always trying to walk in on my videos. Hold on, my daughter's trying to talk. What do you want, little girl? Huh? No, it's past your bedtime. Go lay down. All right, so like I was saying, I want to do things as concrete and as solid as they should be. Get some things out there. I think a lot of the issues and discussions we have today, we talk about doctrine a lot, but we don't talk about how we get to those doctrines. And I want to create a space where those things are dealt with in a structured format, right? So for me, and it's not for everybody, and I understand that. A lot of people have different methods of exchanging information. Mine is in particular a structured, systematic way, right? Systematic and didactic, meaning that we go through A, B, C, and D, and we run through the points and we deal with them one by one. So I have one person in the chat. If you can just go ahead and type 1 if you can hear me. That would be great. All right, so one of the things I want to talk about is I'm excited to open up a course, a free course at no cost to anybody to attend. What it's mostly going to consist of is I have 3 courses I'm building 2 courses I'm building at the moment. One of them is on Prolegomena, the doctrine of Scripture, in particular the doctrine of inspiration. Right, and so I'm going to walk you through that, what that looks like thus far, and make sure that you all have access to it and know how to navigate the system. The other thing I'm going to introduce, or not introduce, but just kind of rehash, is the Patreon page. I ran a promotion on there, $5 a month, and you get access to Logos Bible software for a lifetime to what I use. So again, my whole goal is to give people the tools to work out the issues. I think it's great to have discussion, but discussion without structure, without some type of structure, can get you nowhere. And if we're doing things for what we say posterity's sake, it behooves us to leave something behind documentable, right? Something that can be objective and we can look back. If we want to make sure the facts are straight and that everything is in decency and in order, we need to somehow codify this information and then pass it on to our children and their children, to make sure they have the tools to work through these things better than we had, right? So with that being said, I am going to get to the demonstration. So my Google Classroom, let me pull it up on the screen so you all can see. All right. So right here, I have the Google Classroom opened up. So what you're going to see here is three courses, but there's 2 actual classes. One of them is a discussion group. All right. So on the left here, we have the Prolegomena, and of course, I currently have Patreon members going through right now. Again, I'm opening it up to everybody. I just want to make sure that I got the structure down. And how this is going to go is, if you want more information, just send me an email detailing who you are and all that stuff, just in general, nothing major. I just want to make sure that people coming into this understand what's expected and kind of the rules of the actual environment. So if you want information, just send me an email. But it is a legit setup course. It's not, obviously it's not accredited or anything like that, but it includes all the materials. Nothing's at any cost to you. So let me go into it right now. But there's a Prolegomena, a discussion board for that course, right? And covenant theology, which is a separate course I'm currently building. It's nowhere near being up and running yet, but let me go ahead. I'm gonna click on here. All right, so this is what the course looks like so far. Let me know if you can see that clearly or not, because it looks small on my screen. I think you can. I think if you maximize the screen, you should be able to see it, but I'm not 100% sure. All right, but right here, you have the stream, classwork, people, grades. I've posted a lot of stuff in here. There's a Zoom code down there. There's all the information. So I post a lot of documents, and I'm going to continue to add to it, and I'm going to refine the course as we go along. But basically, it is going to show, this is just a basic stream page. So this is where I'm going to list all information relative to the class. It's going to automatically notify you when you join the class, when a new document has been added, when the assignment has been given to the class, and all that, right? So I have the welcome there, just welcoming everybody into the actual course. Right, so we're going to go to the classwork. Classwork is actually going to be interesting, right? So here again, here's the documents. I have a PowerPoint uploaded. There's a quiz in there that's in draft form. And I have some documents, right? So there's going to be assigned reading and things like that. But it comes with all the documents, right? So anything that you're going to need will be added to the course for you to use, right? Again, no cost associated with it. It's completely free to you all. Want to join, just send me an email for that information. All right, so let me see. So let me start here. So I'll go to the intro slides, right? So pull up the slide just if you want to see this kind of introduction to the textbook stuff that we're going to be going through. Just because I have people's information in here or certain textbooks that I'm using doesn't mean I necessarily endorse their views. But it means that they bring about a standard approach to the topic, right? And I think that's a good foundation to build from there, or critique, right? So if you're going to critique, again, I'm going to give you all the tools to do that, or answer any questions or objections you may have, right? But all of this is going to be available for you to view. PowerPoint, I did a video on this particular PowerPoint in my YouTube channel. So that's not new in and of itself. Let me exit out of here real quick. And go. So there's some documents in here that you'll see. Again, if you click on this, it's going to bring up, preservation of the revelation, inspiration, right? Everything you need to read is going to open up in here, right? Now, all these came from Logos Bible Software, but you will not need Logos Bible Software in order to do the coursework here. Now, it's an added bonus. It's something that I'm offering on the Patreon side of the house, but I'll save that for later. Here's another document, give you the material. Bedtime alert. For some reason, I don't think I attached it. So I'll attach that later. But there's another document I need to attach to that to make it functional. There's a quiz in here. I actually built to have true or false, and some information you got to fill out. Some short answer, long answer questions. I was going to cover along those lines. Let me minimize this, make sure I'm not missing any questions. All right, cool, I'm not. Let me see what else did I have here. And all right, so that's the classwork portion. Let me actually go to classes again. Show you here. All right, so there's a discussion board I built. It's going to be, it's an actual question, is all of the Bible equally inspired? That's a question that, people are going to have to work through and kind of answer that and give a justification for the actual position. And that's about it on that. Again, it's going to be covering multiple topics. For instance, it's definition of inspiration, fact of inspiration, issues in formulating, theory of inspiration. Then it's going to have the extent of inspiration, method of forming a theory, and theories of inspiration. So it's going to go all through that. The reason why this is important is because when you start dealing with issues of the canon, apocrypha, all these things, unless you have a good working model or definition of this, of what inspiration is, as the Bible defines it, and what is considered authoritative, and the canon of criteria, or the criteria of the canon, I'm sorry, I said that backwards. All these things work and together in a cohesive manner. And again, a lot of debates that people have, I think that they're good and discussions are good, but unless you have a good working model of how to approach these things, you have no way to pass it on. You have no way to impart this holistically into the next generation. So some people may have it, other people may not. You don't know what you don't know, right? So that's the whole point of this. I got my dogs barking in the background, so if it comes off as loud, please ignore it. But yeah, and that's pretty much it on that side. So I'm really excited about it. I want anybody who desires to join to actually hit me up in the email. I would be more than happy to send you the code or the invite so you can participate. Weekly, there's going to be meetings in Zoom, and it is going to include dialogue, talking about the topics, answering any questions, doing some group activities, some critical thinking. This past week, I just did the breakout session. So I gave the group a task and I split it up into a breakout room, and they worked through the topic, and then they had to come back and present, what they came up with, and things like that. So this takes an adult approach into learning. I'm not going to dictate how you come across the information, but I am going to engineer your the way you interact with the information, right? But I'm going to draw on your previous learning skills and your previous learning experience and life lessons to kind of drive the point home and make it make sense to you. So again, everything's going to be documented. You have complete access to myself and others during the actual course time. So I have 4 people in the class right now. I've been wanting to open this up for a while, but I had to have a structure that accounted for a diverse and large audience. So I just decided to go with the Google Classroom, because that's what my kids use. So I've had to interact with it a little more than I would have liked during the COVID-19 virtual learning process. And so that's where I'm at with that, right? So let me actually exit out of here to make sure there's no questions in the chat. I don't believe there is, but I have to check just to make sure. Yep, there's none in there. Okay, cool. So with that being said, I'm going to bring up the Patreon, and this is the last time I'm going to mention it, because again, it's going to run out. The actual promotion is going to run out, and then it's just going to be what it is. So let me go over here. Main screen. Share this real quick. All right, so here we go right here. Okay, so right here, I basically have the Patreon page. There's a lot included with it. I'm just going to run through it real quick. Again, I finance everything I do myself. This is just a way to kind of, I guess you can say, curb some of the payment. I'm an avid believer that people tend to be a better steward of what they pay for rather than what they don't. So I like to attach a value to it because it's not valueless, right? You know, everything that people do has some value associated with it. The price you put on it is subjective, depends on what can be agreed upon as its objective worth. But I think this is, I kind of like to, excuse my dogs, they're barking real loud. But I like to take you all across the threshold of the cost benefit analysis, right? So I want you to get more out of it than you're getting, but I still want you to value what you're getting to some degree, right? So with all that being said, I'm not going to pontificate on that point, but I will say that there's 5 days left. You get lifetime access to Logos Bible software. So if you decide to join Patreon, I will give you lifetime access to the software, right? So whether you decide to stay or leave, you'll get something out of it. My goal is to bless you all, and that's it. Now, with that being said, there's a big mix-up into what happened last time. I started a certain service, but the service wasn't working out, and so I had to cancel it. So what I'm going to do is go back, and I'm going to re-engage those people and say, hey, I promise you this, I'm going to give you this on behalf of that, and and to kind of keep my word. I realized I failed a little bit in that area, or a lot. A reason to undercut it. But yeah, so I gave it to them free. It was me reaching out. So I'm gonna reach out back to those individuals and say, hey, here you go. This is yours. Enjoy it. And God bless you. All right. So that being said, yeah, this is it. It's up until Friday, and then it's going to be going. And that's it. So it's just a way to help people take advantage, to get something that can last them for generations to come. right? So if you're interested in this, go ahead and join. I'll reach out to you. Then I'll give you more details as to what you have to do in order to keep this for a lifetime. But yeah, that's all I got. So yeah, there's more information on that. That being said, let me unshare my screen. I still have no questions in the chat. Nobody's watching. So that being the case, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Hopefully that puts some context. I really look forward to anybody who decides to join. It'll be fun. It'll be a blessed time. So yeah, I'm gonna let that go. You all have a great day/night. It's nighttime for me here, but I know it's daytime for everybody else in the States. So God bless you all. I love you all. And I hope to hear from you. With that being said,